Ben Foakes rescued England's blushes with a brilliant maiden innings and revealed his surprise at being given a Test debut when he had planned to have 6 months off. Foakes was the star of the show in Gale as he picked England off the floor at 103.5 and elevated them to 321.8 by the close of day 1 with 87 not out to his name, and to think he is only here thanks to a football injury to Johnny Bairstow. The Surrey stumper toured with England last winter to Australia, but after a county championship winning season his only plans this time around was for a lad's holiday and a break from cricket. Instead he now finds himself at the centre of England's attempt to win a first game in 14 away from home and fulfilling a long-held dream, debuting alongside county teammate Rory Burns. "I had just got back from a lad's trip to Lisbon, so that was good prep," said Foakes. "I'd had a few days out there with a couple of Surrey lads, Aaron Henath and Ryan Patel, when Ed Smith gave me a ring and it took me by surprise. That month of getting away was beautiful, not thinking I had any cricket round the corner, so it meant I arrived here fresh. I've had quite a few Lions trips, so the plan was to clear my head and get away from cricket for a while and then come back, but plans change, don't they? When Rooty came to me yesterday to say I was playing, I was pretty surprised but over the moon. It is pretty surreal and is something that I've dreamed about for 6 or 7 years, playing a lot of Lions cricket." Foakes might have been making his Test debut, but he was far from a novice in these parts as he walked to the middle to begin his 20 innings in Sri Lanka. A product of England's systems and pathways for more than 10 years, Foakes is on his 5th tour to Sri Lanka, and the calm authority with which he batted showed just how much he has learned. Whereas the top order batted with the rabid urgency of a child who might not quite make it to the toilet in time, Foakes and Joseph Buttler settled for a more sensible and judicious approach after lunch, and it paid off. "I've been here 3 times with the Lions, so you get a real sense of how conditions are and how to cope with the heat and the pitches," added Foakes. "It was my debut and you're a bit nervous, and I didn't even know what the score was when I went out there. I just batted, and my game plan is to nudge and nurdle, and as it dried out it got easier to bat." In the morning, 4 out of the top 5 were bowled, playing a selection of shots more suited to the one-day series played beforehand rather than a Test match, but they were following captain's orders to be bold and adventurous. It is hard to recall a more frenetic and frenzied first morning of a Test match, and here the craziness was a two-way street. Wickets tumbled, but the boundaries were being peppered just as much as England flew along at almost 5 and over. Joe Root was as attacking as anyone and looked in fantastic touch, but when he advanced down the pitch and yorked himself, even he might admit the tempo of the innings was out of kilter. Once Foakes and Buttler calmed things down, Sam Curran batted just sensibly, connecting with the odd maximum to boot before Adil Rashid closed the day with another flurry. Foakes got all the acclaim as he walked off, and Matt Pryor, in his role as a commentator, watched on in the knowledge that his record as the only England wicket-keeper to score a Test century on debut was in real but happy danger.